go. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are at. This is Guy Gokitairo, C89 Tigers. Today we have a special guest from the 80s set, and to come and grace our platform to discuss her experiences and also how Command has evolved her to from a young girl to a lady, and also just talk about the experiences generally. We've been trying to get her on board here for a while, and we're happy she's coming to grace our show. And without ado, I'll introduce her, but just to remind our guests to please subscribe to our show. We really appreciate your subscription and also like it. Thank you. Ife, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Ifeda Polowe, flying us house, Command Secondary School, Paja, Lagos. I've been chasing this sister for a while. My classmate. She's actually she just left office as the president of 88 set. We're going to talk about her experience as the ESCO for that set. She's been involved in the Alumni. She and her whole family, they've been very involved. We appreciate that. So my fellow dinosaur, Madam Fumi Suleiman from Dragon House. I'm going to give you the floor. Take as much time as you can to introduce yourself to us. All right?
Hello, good evening, good morning, good day to everyone. And thank you for having me over here. My deepest apologies for not being able to make it before now. No excuses, but I'm so glad I'm here. And we're alive to see today. Excuse you, I'm not a dinosaur. I'm a chick, young chick, ever young, ever sweet. I don't know about that dinosaur something.
We sabi ourselves.
I was just going to say, and you don't. Dinosaur has nothing on you, so please let's look for another, a better, whatever to use. Okay, so my name is Fumi Suleiman, and it's one of those questions that throws you off every time they ask you to introduce yourself, because you never really have a standard way of, letting people know you, how much is too much, how much is too little. But coming from the command angle, just as my dear brother has said, I'm the most recent, outgone or recently transitioned past president. I'm not a past nothing, dude. I'm present all the way. 88 set alumni president for a beautiful school, and I did 2 years, and I happily stepped down, not because I was done or not because of anything, just beyond the fact that I took up some other responsibilities that are making me juggle, but just like I shared with you privately, it's making me juggle, and I'm not doing a good job of it. And my mom used to tell us, her kids, what is worth doing is worth doing well. So if you're going to do it, then give it your all, and no half measures. So I really was juggling, I really was struggling, and I just had to realize that I can't do everything. So I prayed about it, and I got to go ahead from God to drop it. So I spoke to everyone who supported me from the get-go, and I left choosing to have only good memories of the time I spent there. I'm thankful for the opportunity to serve. I'm a full-time entrepreneur, multifaceted. I don't like saying serial. I have different angles to me. I'm fashion retail. I own a 10-year-old fashion retail store, dealing in men and women's clothing accessories. I also have a 5-year-old, I co-own rather, a 5-year-old hair and body care products company with one of my dearest friends. We make products from natural hair and body care products from shea butter, African black soap, and we've been thriving. And I'm sure you've seen me on the commando platforms, blowing my trumpets really high, and we get good results. And our aspirations is to grow beyond just being a mushroom company to being a company that will leave a legacy, and it will live beyond myself and my business partner, God willing. I'm also HR consultant. I have a 20 years HR experience. That was my main profession until I left 9 to 5 approximately 8 years ago. And I don't do much of it, but I when I do, like I said, I give it my all. Change management, reward, and business partnering. That's just HR language, don't mind me. And then I also coach and mentor. I'm a 11-year-old ordained deaconess in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So I mentor, I coach, I preach, I teach, I counsel, and there's so many other parts of me that I'm still waiting for to be unraveled. There are a few things I've set my eyes that I want to do. Currently doing a number of executive courses right now, which is one of the things I said juggling with. So I had to. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. So doing some professional executive courses right now, and I'm just really enjoying I'm enjoying where I'm at now. I'm very happy. I'm at peace, and I think that's what I'll say for now. And maybe as we get on, I'll share some other stuff. So thank you for having me again.
All right, because we're gonna definitely appreciate you personally, even making time. I know we didn't make it the last time. All right, so we're gonna get back to your.
That was my fault.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. We're gonna leave it like that. So, but we're gonna get back to some of your accomplishments with the 88 set while you were president. I know you guys did some things even in command with it. So to start with, let's start with the fun part. Command. I know you transferred from. You were telling us offline that you transferred from Kaduna. You spent your first 2 years in secondary school was in Kaduna. Command Kaduna.
Kaduna, yeah.
Kamdosa. So you transitioned to Command Ekwaja when you were in year 3. All right. So why don't you take us from the first day from Kaduna, your experience from the day you were dropped off, and then tied into Comlag experience?
Dude, I didn't allow myself to think about this because the truth is I don't remember much, and I did not want to distort any information by trying to fabricate stuff. But I remember that one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Kaduna is mainly because one, my father was in the military, and that's how come we all got to go to military schools, especially army schools, of course. So my father had been transferred to the Kaduna station, barracks, whatever you call it. So he was there, and myself and my younger siblings were just 6 months apart between myself, Femi, and Folake. Six months apart in age. So of course, we were all playing. We had the same friends, and we were all together. So when it was time for us to leave for secondary school, we had the option to pick between Lagos and Kaduna, and we had 2 sisters actually in command Lagos. Funke was already in command Lagos, and there was Debbie in command Kaduna. Growing up, I was closer to my dad than my mom's, and I think I was also closer to Debbie than Funke. So it was only natural that I was going to pick Kaduna. So everyone, me and my siblings, we all picked Kaduna as where we wanted to go, and so we did. And I got to meet some really, really nice people. I'm still friends with them today. I remembered that when my video went viral, I got added on the Kaduna platform, and for a while I was operating on both Command Ipaja and Command Kaduna platform, and it really won my heart because my friends, my childhood friends, still wanted to connect with me, and it was beautiful what we are doing, here in this association is really, really beautiful and very commendable. So memories of Kaduna were very pleasant. I think it was my first major time out of the house. I grew up with a large family, of course, for my siblings, so it was a large family. So we had started to leave home one by one. So the house was no longer fun anymore. It was really quiet, especially when my two sisters would go to university. It would just be myself and Femi and Folake. And so we were looking forward to, joining our siblings in school or the older siblings in school, and then of course forging new relationships. So I remember very, very pleasantly. I'm the active one. I'm the, I won't say life of the party, but I'm the one that, when I'm there, you see me, I'm jumpy, I'm shouty, I'm very loud. So I got to, and my sister, Falaka, is exact opposite of me. She's quiet, very selective about her friends and who she hangs around. I can get along with everybody. So we kind of separated because she had a separate life and separate friends, and I had a different set of friends. So I remember the names. I remember fun memories of Kaduna for me would be in between the breaks. Now, because we were in the north, I was coming into contact with northern fruits and vegetables for the first time. So things like cashew nut and so it was a eureka moment for me. So those are actually the memories I have. Not really class or school or whatever. It was those real rural, and we're in the thick of the we're not really in town, we're on one end. So we're around farmlands, and we had farmers who come in from the hinterland and come and share their crops with us. They will make bread, we'll put the granite inside the bread under the tree. So with every fruit that was in season and vegetable, this particular, I remember him, he was a survivor of chicken pox, so he had dimpled face, all over his face was dimpled. I remember him to this day. Very pleasant guy, very quiet guy. He won't talk. He would just sit under that same tree. If it's time for orange season, we'll have oranges. If it's time for guava, he always was on point. Those are actually my most memorable moments. I wasn't that much of a brilliant person in school. I just used to like the fun of, we'll be in class, we'll be making noise. Teachers, there was this particular student, I think he was in Kaduna, not Lagos, because I mixed my memories of this gentleman. I can't remember his name, but the teacher asked us to call him War. That his nickname was War, because he was sleeping in class, and they woke him up and they asked him to answer a question in a particular subject, and he was giving responses in a completely different subject. So the teacher was so livid. I remember Mrs. some Igbo lady, I can't remember her surname now. Mwachiku or something. That's what name was from. And she said, from today everybody should be calling him War. He's War. And that's how that gentleman's nickname in school till I left was War.
Yeah. So hold up. I'm a little confused.
Okay.
Everybody that came from Kaduna, it was like terror over there. And you are telling me all these stories.
I'm telling you, I don't remember any horrible.
Are we missing something here?
No, we're not. Everybody that went to Kaduna, that came to this show, that went to Baja, they always complain how they almost killed them in Kaduna. In Baja, the wickedness was not that much.
But I think because everybody knew that my father was in the army, so you couldn't mess.
No, but the other folks too, their parents were in the military.
And he came regularly, or he sent his orderlies to come regularly. So you will always see us around one military person. I remembered. Even the commandant was my father's friend. So if I had issues, I would walk up straight to the commandant's office and say what I had to say. So I think obviously if you had looked around me, you would have known that this one is not a child to be messed with. And I really, want to say, at the risk of sounding so nice and too good issues, I minded my business, same as well for my siblings as well. Like I said, my sister Falake, she was, really, really opposite of me, very, focused in her studies, had a handful of friends and maintained them till she left school. So she was not jumpy. It was so good. If you tell me, I really have good memories of my time in.
For me, okay, let's forget all your Cinderella stories. I don't know. I'm getting vexed right now, man. I wanted to hear some drama. All right. Let's transition to Comrade. No worry. It's too late.
Oh, I was going to quickly ask a question. So the fruits that you guys were getting that the guy was, was it free? Was it free?
No, we are buying it now. But the money, it was very cheap. Those days, 10 kobo, 20 kobo. And then he would tip you. And because it was fresh farm produce, there were no tax man. It was straight from his farm. So the volume was lovely. Yeah.
Wow, they allowed that in Kaduna. They didn't allow those things in Lagos. Boys are going to the farm to go and help themselves. They were going to help themselves.
And it was central.
I think the farmers should have been coming to Lagos. I'm saying that the farmers in Ipaja should have been doing what that guy in Kaduna did. The boys have not been going to steal. Right. Going to raid the farms. They were raiding farms too much. It was bad. The Ipaja boys they are professionals in raiding farms.
I was one of them now. I raided farms. All right. So let's transition into a lag. Why did you switch?
To lag. Yeah. So my dad had finished his corps in Kaduna, and they brought him back to Lagos. So naturally, we all came back to Lagos with him and joined Funke. And Funke was so excited to have us because it was now her turn for her to spend time with her siblings. Yeah, so she really, really went all out. My sisters, my brother, she went all out and did all she could to make it for us to have a soft landing as much as possible, within her power.
Hey, did Falaka and Femi go to Kaduna too in their 4-1?
Oh, okay, yeah.
They transferred too.
Yeah. The truth be told, we were all in the same class. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it was time to move from Form 1 to Form 2, I think Falake repeated. So she didn't join me in Form 2. That's how come, because we're in the same class all through primary school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Femi repeated, Falake repeated. So that's how they became below me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
So what was command experience like? So you actually came into soft landing, having a boss in school.
Exactly.
Okay.
And she was a prefect too.
Okay, we have the wrong candidate. We have to end this show. This one just enjoyed command the whole night.
He enjoyed both commands. Kaduna and Ipaja.
I'm sorry. If you were looking
there was no suffering.
I didn't do all that. No, thank you.
Even Nigerian did not plug you on stage.
What is it?
Well, Nigerian was probably scared of your dad. He wouldn't touch you.
I didn't even interact. It was. I think the only time I interacted with Ajayoba was when we had one party.
I remember.
One night, I don't know if you remember that party.
At the small Daniel.
And small Daniel, yeah, very close. And there was one some tiny radio like that, Walkman. And we couldn't hear the music. Honestly, not one person could hear a sound. But we just followed the leader who was shuffling from left to right, and we were all shuffling. We did not hear any music, nothing. And then the next thing we heard was that was it Jayoba or
Jayoba was
coming. They were hot on our heels, and that was how everybody took off. Now we were running aimlessly. I don't remember how the heck we knew where we were going to, but I just know that we were running into the bush, and I was repeating this prayer. One of no, when I tell you guys a prayer, somebody reminds me that prayer till today. Moji Isaacs, because we were all there together, and I was running to the building. I was praying aloud. I was saying to God, if you take me out of this wahala, I promise to serve you for the rest of my life. So she tells me to this day that do I think that my being ordained is in error? Like, can't I remember when I said it? That God took me up on it because He took me out of that problem. What will I say when I get home to tell my parents that we went to dance, we went to party with boys How was I going to give the story? So I just knew who I was going to confess all my sins, which was God. Said, God, please. And I was hyperventilating. You could hear my heart beat. My heart, in fact, I was hearing the heart in the mouth because it was so loud. And that was how Jimmy took us to the back. I don't know how. The only way they can know that axis is if they've frequented that axis.
Which Jimmy? No, Jimmy is my paddy now.
When you hear Jimmy in 1988, there's no other just So he took us to the back. We went to the back of the hostel, right? I've never been there before or afterwards. And then there was a gap in the burglary, the nets, the wall. How they knew where that gap was, only God knows. That was how we snuck in. I think we came in through Tiger House. You know, Tiger House was the one that was at the back.
Yes.
Yeah, you say because you've been there. I caught you.
No.
That was a trap, and you fell into it.
And
you fell into it. It was deliberate.
Talked about it. I never went there myself.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Flying us boys house can see the whole girls' dog. So
So that was how we passed from the back. I was just like, thank you, God. And I went into my bed. And for a while, I didn't sleep because my heart was still beating, And I was expecting that any minute now they will come into the rooms, to pick us up and tell us, we get out.
Yeah.
But they never came into the girls' hostel. But I later heard what happened to the boys.
They went there. The soldiers were pick all of them up.
They told them that. What I heard was that they just told them that if we know you, all of you, we saw you, just be coming out. If you ask us to call you, if you ask us to put you out, that will be double. So according to Jimmy, what they did was that all the boys who could take beatings, all the big thick boys, even the ones that didn't go to the party. You know how that bro code, you guys have done it. Is there something you need to help us get, women? Is that bro code? We still don't get it. Not the way you guys
bros.
got it.
That's why you're not bros.
Yeah, you should teach us what you would. No, seriously. I'm not even kidding anymore.
No, it's unity now. To be a unit, you have to that camaraderie where you're a unit and stuff. Then you collect the detail, but it depends on what it is. No, it depends on what the thing is. You are trying to cover up on stuff, and you are trying not to get people suspended.
On the larger notes, even beyond when it is going to be, the end will be good or bad. You guys, there's a way men stick together that we women, we haven't found the formula yet. Well, a few of us do it.
It's true. You're right.
A few of us do it, but the rest of us, we still have a long way to go. It's so hurtful.
We got bromance,
I think because women are more emotional. Women are more emotional in regards to how they look at things.
The more reason why we should stick together. Yeah, my thoughts, honestly, I was thinking of, I don't know whether I can share this open so someone doesn't steal my idea, but it doesn't matter. It's all for the betterment of the world. I was thinking to myself that when I have a breather in my schedule, I would like to have, because I also have a channel which I haven't done anything in a year now, and my thoughts are I would like to have conversations as regular as possible about leadership, and just asking people their leadership styles and what we can learn from these leadership styles. Men and women alike. So, okay, you've been in this position. How did you, what were, of course, we talk about your challenges, but what was the key thing, that you would want to pass on to other people who would either come through, that same journey that you went through, or just helping one another, because I strongly believe in leadership styles.
True.
Yeah.
I think consistency, regardless of whatever challenges, and I think command gave us that strength to be able to be what's the word I'm looking for here? Resilient, right? So I think resilient because in my own personal life and professional life, I'm very consistent on a lot of things, regardless of challenges. I put my head in there. I'm not scared to fail, and I failed. Yes.
There's no point. I already know you went to space, so that one step.
She outed herself already.
Yeah, that was.
I did.
Trust me.
When you say you went to Daniel now,
okay. I know now. Forget the one which you talk. All right. All right. So for me, this was another interesting question.
Okay.
How did, because I know how strong you are as a woman. Being an entrepreneur, you must have a lot of discipline and determination, especially in a system like Nigeria that's just a lot of chaos. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a lot of resilience on your part. Yeah. So how did command play a role in that transition from that little girl from Kaduna to Lagos to become this entrepreneur, this strong woman, that this leader, this deaconess? What transformation did command play in that path?
I believe these schools exposed me to meeting different kind of people and knowing that other people apart from my type exists, and you may not understand everyone, you may not speak the same language or have the same upbringing or culture, but it's possible to live amicably and peaceably with everyone who's not like you, and the truth be told, even people that you come out of the same belly with, not all of you are the same, not all of you have the same values and outlook at life. So it was just a platform for me to hone my skills in terms of, you will meet different people, you will have different experiences. Not all of them will be pleasant, not all of them, some will be memorable. You will meet people that you would definitely want to meet again in the future and have them remain and play very active roles in your life. And you will meet other people that you will like, okay, that was an experience. Would I want to go through it again? No, but I'm glad I did have the experience. It's made me a better person. It's made me know where not to look for friends or source for help, or that kind of thing. Like every platform, and it just helps that you're in life's journey. Some people that I get along with now, as I'm talking about today, I never said a word in school to them. I never said one word. In fact, our paths never crossed. For example, if I don't remember ever meeting you in school, ever. I only knew your sister because your sister was in my house.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. She wasn't even in my dorm. She was in the other dorm. Right. Yeah. I never met you. I never spoke to you. You understand? But there are people today who, I hold dearly. Yeah, people that I was party with them in that time. I probably haven't seen many of them. I haven't come across them. Not because we fought, but life just took us on different tangents. One or two of them, we have different outlooks right now. So I believe strongly that's how life, life is what you have different lessons, but you choose how you want to remember them. Do you want to, take this lesson and I know not to do this next time, or you are being, antagonistic and very, bitter about it, and you hold on to your anger and you want to revenge it. No.
So let's get to some business part. You already kind of told us what you do, so let's get to your involvement with the alumni. You just vacated office in the 88. Proud Ogushala is the new president. Tell us your experience the past 2 years that you were president.
Okay.
Not just your experience, your accomplishments at the same time.
Okay.
Both at the set level and at the national level.
National. Okay. Thank you. I will start from when the position became vacant, and it was a unanimous call on the platform for me to come and lead. And I remembered I was not, I was reluctant, not because I didn't want it, but because I didn't know. I didn't think of it before then. It never crossed my mind. It was not something I thought I could do, you know. So even after a few, called out on the platform and a few conversations, private conversations with a few friends, what I did uh, was to go and pray seriously. And the ladies on the platform will tell you, sorry, I thought I put my phone on silent. The ladies on the platform will tell you that that's what I did, and I went and I did pray and I had the conversation with God and I had to go ahead and do it. And I said to them, before I came out to accept, I said, you know what, we are going to do this together. You're all rooting for me now, but I don't want, I want us to be together even till the very end. We will do this thing together. The first female president. We need some landmarks to leave. We need to etch our names on the wall. It won't be just for me, to be all of us doing this thing. That's the conversation and the commitment I had from them before I came out on the main platform to say, because we have a babes platform. Before I came out and I accepted the nomination. There was no campaign, there was no voting. It was just a nomination. So it was walking, and it was such a pleasant feeling when you have everyone on your side, so to speak, and the fact that they believe you have what it takes. Did I know I could lead? Without a doubt, I knew, but I needed to be certain that it was God's plan for me. And I actually always take time to seek God's face when I do everything and anything. For example, I had exams last night, and I started attempting a couple of questions, and it was so, I wasn't finding it fun. I just realized that I hadn't prayed. I think I was anxious, because right after the exams, I would get the results. So I would know if I'm passed, I passed or I failed. Did I want to fail? Heck no, I didn't. So I had so many things going. So I was a bit of a mess, and I just realized I hadn't prayed. I stopped the exam smack in the middle, and I started praying. And if I kid you not, once I go back on that laptop, it was a different story.
Wow.
I'm not joking. I mean, the answers were just coming. You understand? Yeah. I did so well that I did better than the exams I had done 2 months ago. Yeah.
So you mean God sent you Expo?
I read though. I read. Now I make her wear glasses. My sister was yabbing me a few days ago. Funke. She said to me that if I put this effort and put it into this course, the way if I put it in my business, if I don't blow it. I'm that dogged. I'm telling you, I'm what you call teacher's pet now. I wasn't like that before. In my youth, I like book. I like improving myself. So I would do. There were nights I wouldn't sleep. I could be on the computer till 6 a.m. the next morning. No joke. Going through my notes, going through my I said something that my mom said instilled in us. What is worth doing is worth doing well.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. The jet up NEPA. So,
Naija factor. Naija factor.
Up NEPA. So that was how I, got into the platform, the alumni at present. And very quickly, I was able to identify one or two they're called quick wins. I'm sure you guys in the business industry, you know what it is. Things that would, you would drop, that would catch the attention of everyone around. That, okay, there's something, this lady has something to offer. And one of them, very, very easily, was our website. Yeah. The truth be told, we had actually gotten the domain name quite a while ago. We just never did anything about it. There were other things to focus on. So this was my so I quickly picked up on it. We tried to use the name we had gotten for a while, but it wasn't working. So we had I reached out to, and the truth, one of the good things I tried to do was wherever we could help a commando. Wherever we go, assist and promote a commando's business. I did not shy away from that. So very easily, our brother TYD, Taufik Yemi Daniels, who's a web person, I contacted him immediately and said, you know what, we're going to do this. Let's have a call, and in a matter of months, I can't remember how fast, but it was super fast.
Wow.
And it blew the minds of the command worldwide. I had calls from sets of the 80s, people I had never come across, and they said to us, you just slapped us in the face. You just woke us up. Some of us have been talking about this thing for years. Of course, they were saying it in a pleasant way to say, you know what, you've helped us raise the bar for command, such that parents who wanted their children to come into command, when they type in ComLab on the Google search engine, it's the alumni, 88 set alumni's link that will come up first. So I had people calling me, telling me they wanted their kids to come into command. And I'll tell them, ma'am, you're calling an alumni. And I will not give them the correct one. That was how popular our site was. It was such a joy for all of us, even ourselves. We didn't know what we had done until after we had done it, and I ensured, I drove. One of the things I did while I was in office, and I asked my team to help me always remember that it's coming from a good place. And in fact, my logo was hashtag let's do it together. All right. So when I'm in the zone, my family call it when I'm in the zone. So when I'm focused, like when I'm driving, you can be on this side making the funniest faces. You can be Mother Teresa, I won't see you because I'm focused. So my family, they call it for me is in the zone. When I'm focused on something, I don't have distractions. So when I'm in that zone, I would talk to them as if I would forget that they are my contemporaries. This is the job to be done. You may even be older than me. You understand? But this is presidents talking to this thing. Don't take it personal. Get this thing done. So I didn't have a good reputation for some of them. They thought I was too bossy. But that was the only way I could get the job done. And, we can look back at it and say, you know what? I did something. It helps me get the job done. I wasn't going to be, pussyfooting or whatever. Let's do it. I'm not playing here. I'm not your party. I'm not your sister now. After this thing, what we don't do, we feed the yarn. And, I was personal friend. I could pray with them. We had intimate conversations. But when it was time for work, they knew me. I wasn't playing. You understand? Yeah? Because in posterity won't say, oh, it was that person. They'll say it was in Fumi's time.
Exactly. Right.
This things happened. You get me? So I wanted us to do a good job, Let everything be crisp, let it be pure, let it be clear. So that we won't be there when they are going to do it, say, something they miss. Let's have everything clear. Yeah. So I had that. One of the first things we did was the website, and I was one of the first sets and this was also worldwide, that we had ESCO members in the diaspora. So, and COVID made it very easy for us. Right. Because before then, because I remember my first term as VP, that was one of the battles we had to, or the conversations we had to have with our diaspora people. The constitution said you had to be based in Nigeria for you to serve. But COVID made it full out of everyone, because everyone was at home working and the work was going on fine, So I remember my first meeting. I also was the first set president to call an ESCO meeting with the national and the sets. So I reached out to Taiwo, and I said I wanted her exec to meet my exec, and it was over. She said, also there were a number of things we did that wasn't really, out there, but will speak for us later on, and it was just to, get to know us, get to know your team, and this is our agenda. how do we support the national agenda? And she was so, it endeared us to her. She was really, really taken aback and very appreciative of the fact that she had, of course, it was a way of telling her we are loyal, we are here to serve and support and all that. So, it gave us a soft landing as well. Little things, internal things, we improved the amounts we gave on bereavement, and we had we had a few. We started the life. It was not our time, not really us started. It was just our platform. The life insurance, wellness checks. So one of the things I wanted to do was do it worldwide. So all the sets that had people from the ages of 40 and above, my intention was get everyone, all the sets together. Yeah, we had the medical. We had one of the directors of the leading HMOs in Nigeria in our sets. So I quickly started off the conversation with her. I said, "Can you get us?" So she was able to pull out from a list of 3 that she had. She gave us the top medical wellness check organization, and that's all they do. They're not even a hospital; they're just a wellness check organization. And the intention was, if we get the numbers, like any insurance, the premium you pay will be reduced. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we have to in other sets come in and go and get, and it's, of course, people are dropping dead from one reason or the other and being blindsided. So the intention was let everyone go and get good medical health check. But somewhere along the line, some of the members felt, the admin work will be too much. I'm like, there's no admin work there. If the person that's handling it is the welfare set, if all the welfare sets concerned get together, okay, all the sets, 89 sets, welfare persons, get all the people who want to do the wellness check, 90, 91, pay the money in, send us a list of names. We just collect the names and give it to our own person. The person will send it up, So when I shared with my sister, she said, "Oh, you missed it. Good place to score good points with the rest of the team." I said, "My darling, I know, we missed a good spot, but I didn't want it to be a case of I am pushing people to do what they don't want to do." In the end, we saw that it wasn't the admin was, it was zero admin work. So what I've done, I've spoken with the current president and VP, and I've asked them to have the conversation with the same medical person. Let them let them talk to people. It's been there since. Let them talk to other people to come in, and let's see how other sets. Because we paid an arm and a leg to do to do those tests. Mm-hmm. Get on board. They won't even know who is 88 set or what. The ones that will tell them. We'll just give them a list of names, So we did that. I think I'm going to stop for now. If I remember any other key thing that we did, I definitely will share with everyone. Of course, we started using our social media platforms to announce birthdays and events in people's lives, and it met with such good review and feedback from other sets, and people even within our sets are not on the platform. When they of course are following on Instagram and Facebook, and so they see all these things and they're able to keep up to date. Yeah.
So, got a question for you. I know you were one of the pioneers of putting this 88 group together a few years ago, even before we started having executives. All right. So, in one word, describe 88 sets.
A lesson I'm still trying to understand.
I say one word, Biko.
Okay. That's why I took a deep breath, because I don't know if one word can an experience.
For the purpose of this show.
Okay, let me give a phrase.
One thing.
Can I do a phrase?
No. One word.
Okay, then give me a minute to think about it.
Okay, take your time. Somebody got me like that, so I said I was going to get somebody else. I came up with something though. It was pretty neat. We saw our last show. Yeah, that question was actually asked.
Yeah, I'm going to go look for it.
Somebody asked that question. I came up with something that was pretty neat. I don't know where it came from. I pulled it out of the hat, and it was just right on point. But I know. See, the deal is you.
For me, it's
life.
It is life, yeah.
Life.
Because you have all sort of curveballs thrown at you, and you have to make do. You have to come up, your head standing, come up above water. Yeah. So it's a journey, life. Yeah. For me.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Anything for me?
Yeah. So, question: will you have preferred to have gone to a single-sex school like Shagamu, or you love the fact that you went to a co-ed like Command?
I never did go to, so I don't know the difference. But I really, really won't change the experience of going to a co-ed. I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so? Okay.
Because those are the formative years. It helps you have comfortable conversations with people of the other gender.
Mm-hmm.
You get to experience them beyond the brothers and uncles and your dad. See them in a different light. So of course, first boyfriends came in from secondary school. First real boyfriends came in from school. This kind of experience.
That's true.
So I think it's really proper that I mean, I don't hate. Like I said, I never went to the other, so I can't compare. But I won't change the experience for anything for me.
Okay. Going to both Kaduna and Lagos, which way do you think you had the best experience in both commands?
I think they were both at different stages in my life. I was still very young because actually, I was under 10 when I joined secondary school. I was barely 15 when I graduated. I think I was 14, 15. So I was really young. For Kaduna, I was still a baby, So it was in Lagos I became mature. So I think the differences were different. But if I still had to make a choice, I believe I would choose Lagos. I believe so. I choose Lagos.
Okay.
But okay, it won't make any difference. This one was butter all along. It don't make any difference. The Lagos. I beg you, that will not make a difference, Jerry.
I'm sorry for your experience. I'm sorry.
By the time she got to command, she was in Form 3. And before you do it, she was already a senior Form 4. You know what? When I come back to the US, man, we'll change topic. This is what we talk about.
I'm coming back in a few. Don't worry, I will. I'm coming back in a few.
For real?
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I full ground though.
Oh, definitely.
We'll carry go that joint again. Don't worry.
That's true. Oh wow, that's true.
For me, I'm very funny woman though. Okay, you know what she did, right?
Right.
So me and Najara planned to host for me, and Ejiro was in town too. And Fu was supposed to meet us at this African restaurant. Do you know this woman went to another restaurant before she came to meet us?
Hi.
I'm like,
it's as if those kind of things in Yankee where you're going to one Oibo party and you're not sure what is there. You read Nigerian food first. So that's what you do.
So I'm even thinking, okay, this woman is going to show up hungry. She showed us, she was like, I just came from one restaurant. I say, are you curious?
The thing is, me, I'm a guest. So when my hosts are taking me, will I not tell them no?
You tell them no, you're going to eat somewhere else.
But we still okay and we still ate now.
You ate.
I don't know that now.
You ate. So this time around, just make sure you don't go anywhere to eat.
I promise. I will come home. I'll come fast.
For me, that's all I have for you today. Okay, if you don't have anything else, so that we can let her go to bed.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate this. We also want to tell our viewers to please subscribe. We want you to subscribe. The subscribe button is down there, and like the show, and also share with everybody, commandos, non-commandos, folks who went to other military schools, and and also civilian schools, so they can learn their. Although you didn't have any serious experience, they will see all the other serious experience in our other episodes where they will understand what going to a regimental school means.
Now watch down because if I said something, so I'm going to go and watch from the last one down now.
No, you have to. You also see guys who went to NMS, Air Force Military School and stuff, and you will notice that NMS boys suffered a lot.
Yeah,
and command kidnap people too suffered a lot. Because we had command kidnap people, they talked about it, you know. It was tough over there. I think being in the north is a bit difficult.
Oh.
Yeah. Everybody is not born with silver spoon, like some people here. So, like that.
But that spoon, I grew up in the barrack. You don't forget that barrack girl.
Let me tell you, that barrack again.
No, exactly. Barrack get level.
Give it that bobo. We get level.
There's officers' quarters and there's other ranks.
Exactly.
And even within officers' quarters, you get general quarters for senior military. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a lovely time.
Send me those pictures and those flyers, those content.
I'll do that right away.
Thank you for your time again.
Hopefully you coming on board, we'll be able to get Femi and Folake coming on board. I've been trying to sign both of them. They've been running away.
Consider it done. Don't worry. I trust my people.
No, Folake is my very good party now. Femi too. So I don't know why they've been judging me.
I'm going to find from Kenan. That one they run from me.
No, I will host you. Don't worry.
That's what's up.
Lovely to meet you, Goke.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
For having me.
I remember you from command just because Folake and Femi were my friends. So yeah. Yeah, no worries.
God bless you. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Bye, darling.
All right. Cheers.